Maka kalau dengan demikian jadwal UAS kita itu 10 hari dari sekarang minimalnya. Nah, nanti kita lihat saja lah. Ya, kita lihat saja. Memang ada mahasiswa yang menghendaki UAS ini secepat mungkin ada. Dulu juga pernah terjadi. Sudah Pak, kami minta matematik ini di awal saja sehingga kami nggak perlu mikirin itu lagi. Ada dulu. Saya nggak tahu dengan Anda, gitu ya. Apakah Anda mau minta seperti itu? UAS-nya kita cepetin, gitu ya. Meskipun problem sheet nomor 3 masih jalan, bisa nggak ada masalah. Tapi kalau melihat problem sheet ini dikerjakan 10 hari, paling tidak ya minimal 10 hari setelah itu. Nah, nanti kita sepakati saja di WA Group kapan kita mau mengadakan UAS. Nah, jadi gini, problem sheet nomor 3 ini untuk alternatif 1 itu sudah saya reduksi tingkat kesulitannya. Hari ini saya sampaikan, tapi yang di Anda itu masih dengan tingkat kesulitan yang masih lebih tinggi dari yang sekarang. Sekarang persoalannya saya reduksi lagi tingkat kesulitan. Baik ya. For you Takuma, ya, if there is no more discussion, it means that today is the last lecture. And today I will I will explain you about problem sheet number 3. But the problem sheet file that I have sent already to you, especially for alternative number 1, extreme TSS, I have already updated the file to make the problem is little bit easier than what I have given in the last file. So the file have already updated. So the problem sheet number 1, the problem sheet alternative 1, extreme CSS, is becoming slightly easier for me. So the level of difficulties is already decreased. Yeah. So the file I will explain for you in this lecture. Oke, ya itu kawan-kawan. Nanti saya kirim kembali filenya, itu saya kirim kembali. Baik. Nah, ini adalah file yang itu. Nah, Takuma, this is the file. What I have mentioned to you. Yeah, the level of the problem in this file has already decreased, yeah, for me. Also, some of equations are already deleted in this file, and the main equation in this file is only this one, the equation number 1. All other equations are already deleted. Yeah, normal equation. Yeah, the problem was already decreased to make it easier for you. Okay, but some of important equations have not been deleted from this file. For instance, this is the speed of the stream water, the stock velocity, and coefficient K are still in the file. Okay, let me explain this problem. Okay, hopefully you all have already read this one, even in more uh, in more. I mean that the problem is still a little bit more difficult than this file. Okay, but the background of the problems is still same. But the modeling difficulties is already decreased, slightly decreased. Okay, and according this file, yeah, the problem is can be sketched like this. Suppose I have a mining area, and in the other side this is a lake. This is mining area. Yeah. From mining area to the lake, there is a stream. A stream about 10 kilometers in long, 10 kilometer length. And this point can be considered as an outlet from mining, and this point at the lake can be considered as inlet to the lake. Okay. This is a sketch. Yeah. So I have already answered problem number 1. The assignment number 1. This is a sketch, but basically you can make the sketch more easier by drawing you can draw the stream as a straight line. You can draw the stream as straight line. Suppose this is straight line. Okay, yeah. 10 kilometer long. This is the point number 1. And the other one, this is point number 11. Because as I have mentioned in the problem sheet, 10 kilometer long stream can be divided into 10 segments. So one segment means 1 kilometer. Yeah, one segment. The space is delta X is space interval. Space interval is 1,000 meters. So the last point should be 11. Okay. The stream beds has variable slope. Yeah. The stream bed has variable slope. At the outlet, the slope is about 0.1, but at the point 11, the slope is 0.0001. Okay, so every segment has a different slope. Yeah. The speed of the stream water should be slower than uh, at the point 11, yeah, when the stream entering the lake, the speed of stream water should be at lowest value. Jadi ketika dia memasuki danau, maka kecepatannya itu dia paling rendah. Ini seperti sungai-sungai pada umumnya, baik di Pulau Kalimantan, di Pulau Jawa. Jadi ketika dia ada di pantai, dia itu kecepatannya makin rendah. Ya, makanya Anda jumpai ketika dia mau masuk ke pantai itu, sungai itu cenderung meandering karena dia mempertahankan prinsip kekekalan massa. Seperti ini juga. Ya. As the stream bed slope has variable slope, so the speed of stream water becoming slower and slower. So you have to be checked at every point. Yeah, you have to check at every point if the speed of stream water is already lower than stock velocity. If the speed of stream water is already lower than stock velocity, it means that some of the sediments will deposit to the stream. Ya, jadi kawan-kawan, jika kecepatan sungai itu sudah lebih kecil daripada kecepatan turunnya partikel, maka dia ngendap. Ini hal yang wajar. Nah, maka gini. Okay, this is the problem. And some of the data have been given in the problem sheet in the file. The table number 1 is stream parameter, can be read within the file. So maybe you ask me about what is actually the x variable. So in the last file, I gave this variable by using s maybe, but in this file, I have already updated the file, and the average side slope coefficient of stream section was given by x instead of s. Okay. The stream has constant area section. Yeah, this is suppose we have the section of the stream can be modeled by trapezoid. So this is the width of a stream bed, B0 and B0, and the length is 10 kilometer. What is actually x? X is the ratio between this one 1 and the other one is x. So I mean that the x is actually the ratio between 1 and x. So according to the x, the ratio of 1 and x, actually you can compute the angle of the side slope of the stream. Jadi perbandingan 1 dan x itu 1:2. So according to this ratio, this angle should be 1 second means 45 degrees. Benar nggak? Ya, jadi perbandingan 1 dengan 2 itu menyebabkan kemiringan si sungai itu menjadi 45. Coba aja dihitung. Mudah-mudahan saya nggak salah. Oke. Ini konstan ya. All section of the stream is constant. All are constant ya. At every point in the stream, in the line, in the straight line, section is constant. Okay. Then we are going lower here. The equation number 1 is actually the main equation in this model. So I have already given the model, the stream water, the diffusion, the mass transport along the stream can be modeled by the so-called diffusion affection equation, like what we see in the equation number 1. So the E is actually coefficient of longitudinal dispersion given, the value is given in the table. The V is actually the velocity of the stream water. Yeah, the velocity of the stream water. And the stream water velocity, the velocity of stream water can be computed by the so-called Manning formula. Yeah, this is the Manning formula, equation number 2. And if we have a look on the Manning's formula, there are 3 parameters: the N, the R, the S. So the S is the slope of the stream bed. Okay. Due to the variation of the stream bed, so the speed of stream water should be also variable. Jadi kecepatan itu kan makin lama makin rendah karena slope-nya makin rendah. Ya. Then what is actually N? N in this case, the value of N was given in the table number 1, and can be called as Manning's coefficient, Manning's roughness coefficient. Yeah, already given. But there are different values of Manning coefficient, like what I have given in this file. There are many. Yeah, there are many Manning's coefficient. Yeah, like what you see here. Surface, suppose we have surface material, asbestos, asphalt, brass, brick, and so on. There are many different values of. So in this case, the value is already given for you, 0.025. Yeah, easy, very easy. Okay. Back to the file. Just at the outlet of Manning area, yeah, in this point, the concentration of TSS is about 15,000 milligram per liter. Yeah, suppose we have very high, very extreme TSS concentration just before leaving the mining. We measure on in the wheel, and the concentration of the TSS is about 15,000. Okay, Then just before entering the lake, the coefficient, the concentration will be 500. So it means some of the sediments are already deposited along the stream. Okay. At the speed of stream water is always greater than Stokes velocity. Once again, if the speed of stream water is always greater or higher than Stokes velocity, it means that there is no particle of sediment deposition along the stream. So let me know if this Stokes velocity. So okay. I have mentioned the Stokes velocity, the formula. This is the Stokes velocity, Stokes law. Yeah. Depending on some of parameters like alpha, gravity, and so on and so on. This is Stokes velocity. This formula has already been given to you in the problem sheet number 2. Yeah. Then I have mentioned the Stokes law once again in this file. So let me know if the stream water is always greater. Because if the stream water speed always greater than Stokes velocity, the problem is not interested for me. Yeah? Because I have failure. I have a failure to model the problem. So in the field, the sediment along the stream have to be deposited. Yeah. Somehow in the field, the sediment is always deposited along the stream. Jadi kawan-kawan gini maksudnya. Nanti Anda hitung. Ya, jika sedimen itu tidak ada yang mengendap, itu saya gagal. Jadi harusnya saya bikin Stokes velocity itu agak saya naikkan nilainya sehingga di bagian tertentu itu stream water speednya itu sudah lebih rendah daripada Stokes law. Itu yang betul. Dengan cara gimana Pak? Misalkan partikelnya ini saya gedein gitu. Tidak satu berapa. Okay. Let we see the problem. So shape factor 1, okay, and average vertical diameter of the sediment is 0.08. So if the particle of sediment, averagely is about 0.08 millimeter, that makes the Stokes velocity still small in value, meaning that no particle will be deposited in the stream bed. So I have failure because somehow sediment particle have to be deposited along the stream as the speed becoming lower and lower. Because that is consequence. The consequence of the increasing speed of the stream water, there are deposition of sediment particle along the stream. So if the speed of the stream water, once again, if the speed of the stream water is always greater, I have the failure. Because the model in the equation number 1. So I ask to you, If the stream water is always greater than the speed of Stokes law, what is the consequence in the equation number one? Apa konsekuensinya jika jika kecepatan si sungai itu, aliran sungai itu selalu lebih besar daripada Stokes? Apa konsekuensinya? Sudah bisa melihat belum? Karena ini permainan modeling ya. Nah kalau itu terjadi saya salah. Gimana? Menurut Anda gimana? Siapa bisa jawab? Jadi gini kawan-kawan. Takuma, do you see the consequence in the equation number one? Ya, if the speed of stream water is always greater than Stokes velocity, ya, the equation number one should not be like this. Anda lihat nggak suku ketiga? So the third component, yeah, I have explained to you here, just at the lower part here. This one, the coefficient k in equation number one is in relation to the settling velocity of Stokes law. Can be expressed like this: k equals blah 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 blah. So if the stream water is always greater than Stokes velocity, meaning that you have to discard, you have to delete the third component, because there is no deposition of sediment particle along the stream. What is actually occur in the problem is from mining area to the lake, the sediments, yes, the sediments, the total suspended solid, I mean the concentration is always apa menganjera. So more stream water, the concentration will be lower. So what is that? Ya. Apa pengajaran itu apa sih? In English? Hah? Pengajaran apa? So the solid, the concentration becomes smaller due to the stream water. So if you put TSS even with very big concentration and stream, yeah, the concentration, the higher concentration will be lower because there is some water in the stream. What do you call in English? So just a mess. I have to ask my friend, bro Google, yeah. This is what I mean. So even you can ask in your brother. Pengenceran. Delusion. This is the correct word. Delusion. Because of delusion. Yeah, because of delusion, high concentration, even high, very high concentration becomes lower and lower. So if there is no deposition of sediment particle, it means that the problem can be seen as the problem of dilution only. Ngerti nggak? Clear kawan-kawan? Nah, persoalan sebelumnya di file ini, problemnya itu 3. Saya sudah buang 1, supaya lebih mudah bagi Anda. Gitu ya. Karena gini, saya melihat persoalan di UCS itu gampang banget. Gitu. kok ini kok saya bikin susah, gitu ya. Kemudian saya buang sebagian, jadi persoalannya lebih. Jadi persoalannya gini kawan-kawan, selama mengalir itu harusnya konsentrasinya memang akan turun karena dilusi biasanya. Nah ini yang nggak boleh di lingkungan tambang itu terjadi. Untuk mengurangi TSS yang ekstraksi tinggi itu tidak ditreatment, tadi dibuang dengan supaya apa? Supaya terjadi dilusi, ya nanti lama-lama TSS-nya jadi rendah juga. Itu nggak boleh. Ya coba tanya kepada Pak Rudi, nanti nggak boleh. Jadi TSS itu yang keluarnya dari tambang 15.000, Anda harus treat sehingga keluar itu 150. Caranya gimana? Pakai yang tugas nomor 2 kemarin. Anda bikin auxiliary sedimen pond atau settling pond supaya dia turun. Nah, problem shift nomor 3 ini bisa dipandang gini, kawan-kawan ya. Kalau Anda tidak berhasil di lingkungan tambang itu menurunkan sampai 150, misalkan Anda turunkan di settling pond, diputar-putar segala macam, TSS-nya masih tinggi, 1.000 misalnya. Anda nanti bikin yang namanya water circuit, kayak stream gini, belok, panjangnya bisa di model nanti, di ujung sebelah sana itu 50, bisa. Jadi persoalannya sungai ini saya bisa kemudian jadikan semacam kayak begitu, tapi ini sungai ya. Kalau Anda boleh nanti dibikin namanya water circuit, di mining. Jadi water circuit itu adalah perpanjangan dari settling pond yang dia tidak berhasil menurunkan TSS concentration selama di dalam lingkungan tambang. Anda bikin, keluarkan 150 atau berapa, sesuai dengan peraturan. Oke, Takumaya, I'm sorry. In this case, yeah, in the last phase, there are still 3 problem of modelings. So in this new file, I have deleted one problem, and the problem of modeling becoming only 2. So what is actually the first? The first is along the stream bed, yeah, along the stream. The sediment should be deposited naturally because of dilution, because more water in the stream. This is number 1. So number two, if the stream water, the speed of the stream water is already lower than stock velocity, then sediment should be deposited. That is the second problem in the problem shift. So in the problem, what I mean, yeah. But if you find out that in your work, you find out that the speed of stream water is greater, always greater than stock velocity, so I have failure in this case. Because the problem number 2 is actually cannot be included in the programs. So you have only one modeling, one problem. Ngerti ya kawan-kawan ya? Nanti Anda coba ya. Tapi gini ya, but I have suggested to you. I have a suggestion to you. Saya punya saran kepada Anda. Anda jangan menghitung ada. Gini caranya, Pak Lili. Ternyata supaya di tengah-tengah sungai itu atau 1/4 dari lake itu kecepatan stream water itu sudah turun lebih rendah dari Stokes law, maka Pak Lili tolong itu saya akan ganti D itu bukan 0,08. Nah itu bagusnya gitu. Jadi itu jauh lebih bagus. Anda ikut bikin soalnya, Anda jawab sendiri. Nah itu bagus. Pernah kejadian ya, saya dulu punya mahasiswa itu kumpulan orang-orang pintar dari UGM, dari ITB, dari mana lagi tuh? Ada 3 universitas, mahasiswa terbaiknya itu dikumpulin di ITB. akan dikirim ke Jerman. Saya kasih persoalan waktu itu di Danau Saguling gitu. Gini masalahnya, Setron. Begini, begini, begini. Anda bikin soal, Anda jawab sendiri, nanti kumpulkan kepada saya. Tapi saya kasih semua prinsip-prinsip. Bisa nggak dia membayangkan itu persoalannya gimana, membawa persoalan itu kepada matematik, membuat modelnya, menjawabnya, bisa nggak? Itu pernah terjadi. Nah, kepada Anda mungkin tidak seperti itu, tapi saya paling tidak gini, Pak Lili, saya punya usul nih, Bapak, seperempat atau mungkin seperlima, seperempat atau terserah sama Anda lah. Seperempat dari sungai itu Pak, seperempat itu kira-kira 2,5 kilo dari lake. Pak, itu terjadi pengendapan sesuai dengan pada waktu sungai meandering kan ada pengendapan kan di situ. Itu kalau di alam. Nah, Anda model seperti itu. D-nya itu kira-kira segini Pak. Jauh lebih bagus. Nanti Anda akan menikmati yang ini ya. Jadi persamaan nomor 1 itu full. Ini persamaan nomor 1, ini bekerja dengan bagus nih. Suku ketiganya akan bekerja dengan sangat baik. Okay. Pak Ahmad, that is the idea. So basically we have two problems in this problem. The first one is the concentration of the SS becoming lower and lower level due to the dilution number. So we can compute the first problem by using finite difference. Yeah, later on. Yeah, and then the second problem is actually somehow sediment particle should be deposited not along the stream bed, but in a certain length from the lake, because speed of the stream water is already smaller than stock velocity. That's the idea, two ideas in this problem. So, okay. So, and then what the equation number 1 can be discretized. Yeah, okay, I bring the equation here. So this is the equation, do C, do T equals to E do square C do X square minus BX. Okay, let me see minus O plus. Okay, plus do C do X minus K multiplied by 6. So this is analytical equation. This is analytic. To become a finite difference equation numeric, yeah, this can be discretized like this. So do C do T means C, yeah, n plus 1 comma y. So n in this case, I have used I apply n index as index for time. So n for time and I for space. And index for time. And I index for space. So I continue. Say n plus 1 comma I minus n I divided by delta T E C n I plus 1 minus C Okay, twice, yes, should be twice. Minus CNI plus CNI minus 1 divided by dx squared plus Vx C. So instead of using forward and backward difference, in this case, I try to use the central difference. So according to central difference, you can discretize the component number 2 like this, divided by twice delta x minus k multiplied by CNI. So this is the discretization of the equation. Yeah. What's new for you is actually the second component. What's new for you? Apa yang baru buat Anda itu sebenarnya komponen nomor 2. Suku kedua itu baru ya. Jadi equation number 1 is not perfectly parabolic PDE, but somehow I have updated the parabolic PDE becoming the so-called diffusion equation, advection and diffusion equation, just like this. The form of the advection and diffusion equation is just like. Oke, ini untuk mengajarkan kepada Anda, kawan-kawan ya, ada bentuk persamaan diferensial parsial parabolik yang gunanya adalah untuk memodel persoalan ini. Nah ini kalau saya nggak kasihkan kepada Anda, nanti ketika ketemu sama pemodelan di air sungai apa-apa panas gitu. Wah, saya belum diajari Pak Lili. Gitu. Ya ini saya ajarkan. Ingat ya kawan-kawan ya, siapa yang mengerjakan kayak gini? Biasanya kawan-kawan itu tuh lingkungan tambang. Cuman di sini siapa lingkungan tambang? Lingkungan tambang siapa? Tuh siapa namanya? Sulha. Deksa kamu? Ya, satu lagi. Oh ya, siapa namanya? Nadia. Ya ini nanti kalau dikasih problem sama Pak Rudi, nanti bisa diskusi. Banyak kok yang dulu mahasiswa lingkungan tambang itu banyak diskusi sama saya mengenai beberapa pemodelannya ya. Baik. Okay. So the final form of the numeric equations will be like this. Zn plus 1, comma I equals to Cni plus delta T divided by delta X square multiplied by C and I plus 1 minus 2 Cni plus Cni minus 1 plus Dx. Okay, just a moment, I have mistakes here. Multiplied by delta T divided by 2 delta X Cni plus 1 minus Cni minus 1 plus, minus Kcni. So this is the numeric. This is the final form of the equation. I mean the finite difference equation. This one. So this equation you can bring in the spreadsheet. Yeah? bring this equation in the spreadsheet just like what you have done in the problem sheet number 2. Yeah, by using spreadsheets. Yeah, in this equation, this Vx, Vx actually should be, I have for Vx, for Vx. The V should be, for V it should be given the index, because actually the speed of stream water is variable along the stream bed due to the slope of the stream. This variable. This stream velocity, stream water velocity equals to 1 per n multiplied by R multiplied by S. Just a minute, I have to see the exponent. So back to our problem sheet. 2/1 second. 2/1 second. And then you ask to me, what is actually the R? Yeah, R is radius of hydraulic. Just a moment, I will explain you later on. Radius of hydraulic of stream section. R is actually radius of hydraulic of stream section. What is actually R? Okay. Look at this. I will send all this file later on will be sent to you. Okay. Look at this. Hydraulic radius of R for trapezoid. For trapezoid, just a moment, please. The R actually equals to A divided by P. Okay, R is equal to E, this one, divided by the P. What is P? P is weighted perimeter. Okay. So in this case, we still need the Y. So the Y. Okay, let us see whether the Y is given or not in the problem sheet. Okay, the depth. What is the depth? The depth is given here. 2 meter. This one. Look at this. So the depth of stream can be defined as Y. Stream depth, kedalaman itu sama dengan stream kedalaman itu adalah sama dengan Y. Ingat, stream depth itu adalah Y. So all the data have been already given in the problems. Okay. Uh, let me continue the. Okay, R is equal to A divided by the B. See the table. Oke ya? Udah. See the table. How about initial condition? How about the initial condition? Ya. This is mining area and this is the lake. And we have a straight line. Yeah. We have the concentration 50,000 here, milligram per liter. Just before entering the lake, the concentration is about 500 milligram per liter. Okay. For generating generation of IC initial condition. Yeah. To generate of an initial condition, meaning that you have to give the initial value in the point. Suppose we have, this is the point number 1, this is point 11. Yeah, okay. You can give the initial value by using steady state interpolation. Okay, so please interpolate between 15,000 and 500. Ya, sudah tahu caranya kan? Menggunakan prinsipnya adalah this is the principle. So steady state interpolation one dimension. Ya, once again one dimension because the problem is can be considered as one dimension. The principle of the steady state interpolation is like this, very easy. Bring to the spreadsheet. Yeah, as what I have mentioned in the lecture, last lecture. Ini sih gampang, nggak persoalan. Baik, then the next step, how about boundary condition? Yeah, by following this lecture, if you back to our provinces, maybe 2 or 3 questions have been already answered. Ya, yang belum itu satu aja ya, distribusi nilai C. How about the boundary condition? There are two BC. Yeah. 2 BC are actually irregular or type number 1, type 1, because all the 2 values of boundary condition are already given in the outlet, and at the inlet, 15,000 and 500. Yeah, in this case we have 15,500. Point number 1, point number blank. Yeah. Then, if you can give all the steps here, then finally all bring all these steps to spreadsheet. Then the last question is, how about the duration? The duration of iteration. Oke, berapa lama Anda melawan iterasi? So, according to the problem sheet, yeah, according to our problem sheet, in the problem sheet, there is already explained here, given the data. Look at this, yeah. The travel time from the mining outlet to the lake inlet, that is about 2 hours. So the duration should be 2 hours only. Yeah, 2 hours. Depending on you, just a minute. The tips, yeah. According my suggestion, please make iteration for every 0.1 hour, meaning that the time step is every 6 minutes. 6 minutes, yeah, the iteration is given at every 6 minutes. But even if you would like to reduce the times, yeah, for every 1 minute, it's okay, no problem for me. Yeah. Jadi ada berapa iterasi di sini? Kalau setiap 6 menit. Jadi 2 jam itu adalah berapa? Ada 10 sampai 10, 20 kali lah, tarik aja kalau Anda sudah bisa ngisi, drag ke bawah, selesai sebetulnya. Then once again, for reporting, ya, untuk pelaporan, please give me a summary, ya, from all you have been done in this during the completion of problem sheet number 3. Jadi kayak yang kemarin Anda berikan summary gitu ya. Selain itu berikan juga supporting filesnya. Nanti saya kasih tahu apakah Anda harus mengupload di Edunext atau tidak, karena saya masih gini kawan-kawan ya. Pagi ini koneksinya itu saya menggunakan koneksi di tab saya. Berarti Edunext itu mungkin permasalahannya juga gitu. Jadi diakses nggak bisa-bisa. Karena dia muter terus. Ada muter terus nggak? Nah, ITB ini sedang mengalami degradasi kawan-kawan. Dulu zaman pertama ITB hotspot itu kecepatannya tinggi sekali. Hampir 100 Mbps. 100 dulu baru-baru itu sekitar itu, karena masih disupport sama negaranya Takuma. Ketika Jepang masuk sini, kasih Eldorом ITB hotspot AI3 dulu namanya, itu 100 Mbps. Sekarang itu nggak ada 10 kali. Coba di speed test di situ ada 10 nggak? Ini kalau di kita di HP kita Itu saya tes itu sekitar 40, 30, 35. Sudah mendekati AI 3 zaman dulu. Jadi saya nggak modal sendiri nih. ITB itu sedang decreasing kan. Bahkan nanti jurusan tambangnya mau disalib sama UPN. Sebentar lagi. Mana sih itu? Apa? Skodanya Takuma yang dari UPN. Nah, Anda sebentar lagi akan nyalip kita. Nanti setelah itu akan disalib mungkin Unsri. UPN ini udah di belakang kita. Nomor 2 sekarang. Posisi nasional UPN sudah nomor 2. Bayangkan, nah kalau Anda, ini kayak balapan di Mandalika itu, juaranya biasanya di posisi nomor berapa? Juaranya itu menguntit gitu loh. Begitu dia tahu finish nasional, dia salib aja. Jadi ITB itu stres sekarang. Dikuntit sama UPN. Oke, sekarang siapa mau nanya? Problem sheet alternative number 1. Takuma, have you any question for the alternative 1 problem sheet number 3? Okay, clear for you? Please make a discussion within the groups. Ya. Oke, kalau nggak ada yang tanya di problem sheet alternatif nomor 1, saya masuk ke problem sheet nomor 3, nomor 2, UCS. So, Takuma, what I have given in the other number 2 problem sheet number 3, all the problem is still the same as problem sheet number 2. The only difference in this case is just the equation only. The equation only. All the assignment, all the data, all the hint, the guidance is always the same. The only difference is just the equation. So I would like to explain you. I would like to encourage you to consider many. I'm sorry. I encourage you to consider the same problem, but for any different angles of modeling. Jadi kawan-kawan, problemanya itu sama. Tapi saya mau mengajarkan kepada Anda, oh kalau gitu itu bisa dimacem-macemin gitu. Modelnya itu bisa macam-macam. So, if we are back to problem sheet number 1, number 2. So the equation of the model equation in problem sheet number 2 for the same UCS problem is like this. Do square y divided by do t square. So just in front of the do square y should be m, mass of the rock, plus c do y do t plus k y equal to ft. So this is the equation in the problem sheet number 2. So if we have a look on this equation, so all the problem is only dependent on time, no space, only time. But for problem sheet number 3, I have given to you, I can Udah nyambung lagi ya. Baik. I'm sorry Takuma. We are interrupted by the connection. So in Indonesian, connection is limited. Yeah, not like in Japan. Yeah. So in Japan, maybe right now, maybe 5G is already there. Ya, 5G. Oke. 5G kawan-kawan. Kita masih 2G. Ya, nasibnya negara inilah. Negara yang mau mempunyai wakil presiden yang muda, konon kabarnya. Wakil presiden jangan dibawa masuk ke sini ya, dia nggak bakalan tahu apa-apa. Mending Anda jadi wakil presiden lah, yang sudah tahu modeling. Amat jadi wakil presiden. Oke kawan-kawan, saya balik lagi ya. So I would like to once again to share the file. I'm sorry kawan-kawan di net ya, di Zoom. Jadi tadi ada koneksinya terinterupsi. Nah, kita balik. Oke. If we make a correction, so the equation number 1 should be like this. K dot square U dot Z square equal to minus D dot U dot T plus FT. So, if you make a comparison, Anda jika ingin membandingkan dengan itu, maka gini ya. Equation number 1, I write once again here, K multiplied by dot square U dot Z square plus C dot U dot T equal to FT. So basically, if you compare both of the equations in the problem sheet number 2 and problem sheet number 3, so basically we are still in the equilibrium or conservation of momentum, still there. Jadi kita masih berada di konservasi momentum atau keseimbangan momentum atau hukum kekekalan momentum. Cirinya adalah we are dealing with force. We still deal with force. Yeah, because if you see just to the right of equal signs, there is still Ft. Ft is actually the function of load. The function of load. Still the same. Yeah. So by changing the equation, you can recall back to your last problem sheet report. Ya, jadi Anda masih bisa kembali di Excel sama Anda. Semuanya sama kawan-kawannya. Ya, semuanya ini kawan-kawan. Kalau Anda nggak bisa menjawab yang ini nih, nomor C, mendingan Anda nggak usah lagi bawa itu yang ada di jawaban Anda yang kemarin itu ada kurva-kurva yang Anda bikin dari tabel nomor 1, nggak usah dibikin. Nomor C itu sebetulnya harus ada optimasinya. Kalau saya lihat ya jawaban Anda itu kan Anda cuma gambar gitu ya. Nah itu Anda nggak bisa. Kalau Anda nggak usah, karena ini opsional kawan-kawan. Dan harus ada optimasinya pakai GA. Nah kalau Anda nggak berikan itu, saya itu gini lah. Barangkali di kawan-kawan itu sudah ada bisa optimasi pakai genetic algorithm. Barangkali ya, barangkali bisa. Nah saya ingin Anda yang bisa itu berikan gitu. Tapi kalau Anda menggambarnya cuma dari tabel nomor 1, mending nggak usah. Apakah nilainya jelek Pak? Enggak. Yang di tugas nomor 2 itu saya akan nilai lagi sebagai nilai. Buang-buang waktu Anda berikan sesuatu hal yang sama jawabannya itu di problem sheet nomor 3. Nah, Untuk jawaban C, karena dia opsional, bagi mereka yang jawabannya masih sama, nggak usah dipikir lagi di sini. Tapi kalau Anda punya sesuatu yang baru, Anda bisa optimasi, bisa genetik algorithm, berikan di situ. Kasih tahu saya. Kalau nggak bisa juga, Pak, kita ketemu di nomor itu. Bosen, Pak? Ya, saya juga bosen lah. Masa ketemu dari tahun ke tahun. Saya juga sebetulnya kalau bisa saya nggak ngajarin itu di semester 2. Apain saya mesti ngajarin itu? Karena dia 3 kredit berarti itu menyita saya juga sih sebetulnya soalnya. Tapi kalau Anda ngambil 5, itu saya nggak bisa nolak. Mesti dibikin. ITB mengharuskan saya untuk bikin. Oke, back to our problem. Takuma, if you make a comparison between this equation and this, yeah. So, what is actually the difference? What is actually the difference? Oh, Pak Lili, in the second equation, the equation number 1 in the problem sheet, one component is already deleted. Yes, the component number 1. In the equation number, the component number 1 is actually this component. Yes, but in the equation number 1 in this problem sheet, the component number 1 was deleted. Our question is, if we delete one component, what will be? I means the accuracy, the accuracy, akurasi dari problem. Apakah akan beda banyak? Bisa ya, bisa tidak. Ya, bisa ya, bisa tidak. So in this equation, in the problem sheet number 2, the equilibrium of force, yeah, the conservation of force, the conservation of momentum can be equalized by 3 components. The first one is the mass multiplied by the acceleration. Number 2, the speed of the velocity multiplied by the damping. And the third component is actually the spring constant multiplied by deformation. This is the complete statement of Newton's law number 2. But in the problem sheet number 3, I have already deleted one component. The components of mass of rocks multiplied by acceleration. So in this case, I assume that the problem is a little